Next on Eyewitness News Live at 5, Dave Andrews reports on an indictment today against the former wife of convicted murderer John Reardon. And at least 20 tornadoes ripped through parts of 3 Ohio Valley states. We're going to have a live News Star Network report.
And Greg Warmuth reports on one of the newest crazes in video cassettes, the outdoorsman. I'm Stan Turner, along with Ruth Spencer. These stories and more coming up next on Eyewitness News Live at 5.
Kellogg's Special K breakfast. Low fat, less than 220 calories. Try it on for size.
How many nights have you lain awake waiting, afraid that he might not make it home, but dreading the moment he does? If you're living with an alcoholic, find out what to do about it. Call Care Unit, the largest private alcoholism treatment program in the country.
Where is everybody?
Isn't it time you put an end to the nightmare?
Ah, the little woman.
Call Care Unit. Nobody cares the way we do.
Choosing a herbicide used to be a problem. Some products injured crops, and some drifted, and others acted slowly, problem after problem, in spite of so-called improvements. Now there's one herbicide for corn and sorghum that lets you rest easy with your choice. A concentrated herbicide that works better because it's built better. Me4-brominol. It controls over 60 tough broadleaves, won't vaporize and won't carry over, and it works in days, not weeks. Me4-brominol, the better choice for corn and sorghum.
Entertainment Tonight on Channel 5. You'll love it.
From the news team that covers the Twin Cities and all of Minnesota, this is Eyewitness News Live at 5.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ruth Spencer, along with Stan Turner. The ex-wife of convicted murderer John Reardon was herself in court today.
A grand jury indicted the Underwood, Minnesota woman for knowingly permitting the sexual abuse of a child. This charge stems from an investigation into whether she knew her husband had been sexually abusing his 13-year-old daughter before he killed her. Dave Andrews has details.
Accompanied by her lawyer, Marilyn Reardon, who was remarried last week and is now known as Marilyn Nagel, appeared voluntarily in court today to be read the charge against her. The charge, knowingly permitting continuing sexual or physical abuse of a child, is a gross misdemeanor. John Reardon, her former husband, admitted he sexually abused his 13-year-old daughter, Sarah, for as many as 5 years before her death. During his trial, Otter County Attorney Michael Kirk said Marilyn Nagel was under investigation for knowing of the abuse and failing to report it. Following her court appearance today, Marilyn Nagel was released without having to post bond. If convicted of the charge, she could face up to a year in prison and a $3,000 fine. Her attorney said today there are at least 2 defenses to the charge. One, even if she had been told about the abuse, it has been shown it is hard for a wife to accept as fact that her husband has been abusing their child. The second defense is her likely fear for her own safety if she informed on her husband.
If the person who is accused of knowingly permitting has a reasonable apprehension of physical harm, substantial physical harm, I believe is the right term, then it's a defense.
Was she afraid of her husband?
Gee, I don't know. You suppose anybody's afraid of John Reardon?
Ringstrom said today he will seek to have the trial moved out of Otter County for the same reasons that John Reardon's trial was moved: intense publicity and possible community prejudice. The county attorney said today it is possible that John Reardon could be called as a witness in his ex-wife's trial. The county attorney added he hopes this is the last charge stemming from the Sarah Ann Reardon murder investigation. In Fergus Falls, Dave Andrews, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Emil Mosley appeared in Hennepin County District Court today. The 30-year-old Minneapolis man has been charged with second-degree murder in the beating death of his 14-month-old son. The state filed a motion to take blood and saliva samples from Mosley. He remains in jail right now with bail set at $75,000. $1,000. Stan?
In Austin today, a court order banning mass demonstrations against the Hormel Company expired, and union officials promised more civil disobedience in their strike against the meatpacking company.
Oh, yeah, I'm free to organize it, and by God, I'm going to do everything I can to organize it.
At the same time, 111 demonstrators arrested in a Tuesday protest were in court and being released. It has not happened yet, but with the court order now expired, it's likely the charges against the 111 protesters will be dropped. Also, union members are voting on 2 resolutions. One would ask the local union leaders to mend their relationship with the International. The other invalidates all demands members required previously for approval of a new contract. The promise of a court order could be a big help to Trans World Airlines. A federal judge today said that he will issue an injunction forcing the airline's mechanics to cross picket lines and return to work. Most mechanics have stayed off the job, honoring pickets by striking flight attendants. A flight attendant spokesman says the striking attendants are ready to fight this battle on their own. At the Minnesota Capitol, the race is on to wrap up business in time for adjournment on Monday. That's their goal anyway. We'll get a live report next from government specialist Lindsay Strand.
And Minnetonka high school students get a warning on the dangers of drinking and driving. That story's coming up.
Phytophthora root rot is waging a war against soybean growers and winning. On the surface, soybeans may look fine, but underground, Phytophthora is attacking your roots, reducing your yield. How can you fight what you can't even see? With Ridamil at planting time. Only Ridamil prevents Phytophthora all season long. Protect your soybeans with Ridamil and beat Phytophthora at its own game.
Choosing the right import can be a nightmare. Colt. Colt? But the 86 Colt is a dream. Easy to buy, and with all the quality and features you expect in Japanese cars. Colt, imported for Dodge, built by Mitsubishi in Japan. Colt, it's all the Japanese you need to know.
Herb, do you feel a draft?
I finally got rid of my college stereo. Let's face it, my life has gotten more stylish than a shelf full of mismatched components.
Fisher.
I got a new Fisher system at Best Buy Company. It has a compact disc player, MTS stereo, even remote control.
Fisher.
Good sound just wasn't enough. I wanted my system to look good.
Fisher at Best Buy Company.
I found what I wanted, and I got the Best Buy. I think I'm smarter than I was in college.
Recently, an international food critic tried the new dinners from Baker's Square, thinking they came from an expensive restaurant. He found the chicken Alfredo to have a delicate flavor. He liked the size of the shrimp in our shrimp marinara, and he approved the sauce in our seafood fettuccine. When informed the dinners weren't expensive, but actually came from Baker's Square, he informed us he wasn't actually an international food critic. The new dinners at Baker's Square may look expensive, but they're not.
Hey, don't you guys want to know what I think of the pie?
1 week from today, the 1986 legislative session may be over. A lot of work remains to be done there, but leaders think it can all be completed by St. Patrick's Day next Monday.
Well, legislative leaders have agreed on some of the really big stumbling blocks, including the size of the farm relief package. Our government specialist, Lindsay Strand, is live right now at the Capitol with the latest from the lawmakers. Lindsay, they must be working far into the night these days.
You're absolutely right. There's work that's going on right now in both the House and the Senate. The Senate plans to be in session late tonight, but the real decisions are being made, most of them outside of the chambers. This afternoon, Governor Perpich was roaming the hallways in the Capitol, buttonholing lawmakers to support the lottery bill and to compromise on a budget balancing bill. Perpich predicts the session will not last longer than 6 weeks.
Do you expect them to be out on Monday?
Yes, absolutely. There's no reason for them not to be.
The conference committees, made up of no more than 10 members, are now trying to work out the differences between the House and Senate bills on how to balance the budget and to help farmers. The people who sit on those committees are very powerful because what they agree on is likely to become law. That's why all the lobbyists are glued to their seats in the hearing rooms. Now, there have been some tentative agreements on controversial items. The House and Senate leaders have agreed the farm aid package will be no more than $16 million, but they haven't agreed on just how that money will be spent. Leaders have also agreed to balance the state budget. Elementary and secondary education will be cut only $11.5 million, not the $63 million that Perpich had proposed, and that higher education will be cut roughly $36 million. Now, at this point, there is no agreement yet on one of the most controversial items, and that is the proposed cuts that independent Republicans put forward to cut the AFDC welfare program. No word on that yet, but we do have agreement here now between the House and the Senate on roughly half of the budgetary items in that budget balancing bill. Reporting live from the state capitol, I'm Lindsay Strand.
Lindsay, all sides have been saying no tax increase of any kind this year, yet there has been some talk, I know, up there about a 2-cent increase per gallon on the state gasoline tax. What's the status of that idea, or is that down?
No, that idea is still very much alive. Kind of came into the arena here very late, but it has been considered and approved by one House committee today, and so we could see that that's occurring by the end of the session. Kind of a surprise.
Lindsay, I'm interested in that lottery bill.
That lottery bill has a very tough vote tonight over in the House committee. The House General Legislation Committee generally is not in favor of a state lottery, but they have been lobbied hard. Today the governor's been meeting with both Republicans and Democrats to get them to agree to at least put this question on the state ballot, but that's going to be really close tonight.
And what about the Randy Stanton matter? When will the House vote on that?
The plans now are that that will be debated on the House floor and acted on Thursday afternoon. But of course, that could change. Everything does this time of year.
Right. Thank you very much for the update, Lindsay. Well, the oration or the orating turned to drunk driving today at Minnetonka High School. Students Against Drunk Drivers presented anatomy of an accident from initial impact to death by a drunken driver. Their stories and reaction from the audience is the most telling tale of all.
Could you please be seated as quickly as possible?
If you're a drunk driver involved in an accident, you'll be glad to see me. If you're a drunk driver involved in an accident and you live, you'll be glad to see me, because you can.
After the police get there, after the paramedics get there, they end up delivering you to a hospital. It's our job to try and keep you alive. This is a slide that I took of a patient that was in a car accident involving a drunk driver. And if you count the bones down there, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the top. That should be in a straight line, and it's not. That bone is pushed back against the spinal cord. This patient did not die. This patient is paralyzed for the rest of their life.
We had so many questions, mostly, what happened? John was coming home from a school dance. It was very thick fog that night. At the same time, an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old were just leaving a barn party from the outskirts of town. They were going into Fergus Falls to get more alcohol. 3 people were murdered this last November, right before Christmas. And 1 person's life will be handicapped, possibly for life. We will never see John again. This has got to stop, and we can change it. Think of all those innocent people that have been talked about so far today. Think about a 13-year-old boy named John.
In other news today, the new government in the Philippines ordered the first arrests of supporters of deposed President Ferdinand Marcos. Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrile ordered the arrest of 2 assemblymen accused of election-related killings. Both assemblymen have been in hiding since Marcos left the Philippines last month. Meanwhile, in Manila today, a sneak preview of the private Marcos living quarters. 1,000 people from the city's slums were allowed to view the splendor of former President Marcos and First Lady Imelda Marcos in their bedroom. Mrs. Marcos had accumulated 20 years worth of riches, including designer dresses never worn, 2,200 pairs of shoes, and in a palace receiving room, portraits of the president and the first lady done entirely in pearls on velvet. The palace opens to the public on Friday. Stan?
Ruth, in Washington, more opposition on Capitol Hill today to President Reagan's proposed Contra-Aid package. Senate Appropriations Committee Chairman Mark Hatfield told reporters that the White House has not made clear any vital national security interest in Nicaragua. The administration, though, is holding firm to its $100 million commitment. White House spokesman Larry Speake says the president wants no halfway measures. From the Pentagon today, word that more MIA remains have been located. The Vietnamese government may have found the remains of 21 U.S. servicemen. Return of the soldiers' remains could come within the next few weeks. Cleanup efforts are continuing today after tornadoes twisted through Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana yesterday.
6 people were killed and close to 70 injured during those storms. Greg Todd from the News Star Network is standing by live now in Indianapolis, and he has the latest on the cleanup for us. Greg?
Stan, Ruth, we are about an hour east of Indianapolis right now in the small community of Lynn, Indiana. Statewide, 2 people were killed, 45 injured as tornadoes skipped across the state and caused as much as $100 million damage. Here in the town of Lynn, it was probably the hardest hit anywhere in the entire state. More than 250 homes and businesses were either damaged or destroyed, including this elementary school, where just 40 minutes before the tornado hit, it was filled with school children. It's going to be a long time before residents of Lynn, Indiana forget that Monday afternoon, March 10th, 1986. But already hard work is underway to get the small Randolph County town back to normal. While food is provided for those left homeless, the Red Cross is surveying to determine the extent of damage.
And your shop was destroyed?
Right.
Okay.
Completely. Yeah. About 10 businesses downtown were destroyed, as were scores of homes. It looks like most homes received at least some damage. Glenda Tucker hurried to town when she heard about the tornado.
After I got out of town, everything seemed fairly, you know, nothing damaged too much. But then when I got north of town here, Lynn did not look like Lynn.
She found her house destroyed, but her family safe.
I cried. And when I saw my kids, and they were all okay, I thank God that he was, you know, he protected them.
2 people were in this house when the tornado slammed into it. Tom Gores saw it coming.
Dark, I turned around real quick to head towards the bathroom, and it shattered this window out, and this wall started coming in and everything, and picked me up and threw me towards the other end of the house.
And the house collapsed on him. But the most frightening sight was the elementary school. The 3rd floor of the South Randolph Elementary School was completely ripped off. Less than an hour before the storm hit, 400 students were in this school. There was a Brownie Troop meeting here and a teacher's exercise class, but all made it to safety. Lynn was the last stop on Governor Robert Orr's survey of damage in the state.
Without any question, here at Lynn, it's the worst situation.
In Lynn, Indiana, this is Greg Todd for the News Star Network.
Greg, I guess a particular irony in this is that March 20th, still to come, of course, is Tornado Awareness Day in Ohio and Indiana, I guess. So it came a little too late this year. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Well, it's still there, Ruth. The promise of snow still in our forecast.
So far, right around these parts, no snow yet, but Dave Dahl joins us from the grounds of the Capitol with all the weather details next.
When Domino's Pizza delivers, people come to their senses. A scent teaser, a family pleaser. And one call does it all.
When you apply Lorsban 15G rootworm insecticide in front of the covering wheel, you get a band of protection shaped like a T. T-band with Lorsban 15G. You get banded anti-infurrow protection from the surface for cutworms to the root zone for rootworms. T-band with seed-safe Lorsban 15G. In conservation or conventional tillage, it's the best way yet to control rootworms, cutworms, wireworms, grubs, and seed corn maggots too. T-band with Lorsban 15G. For corn security.
You get to feeling kind of special because you're special at your country club market, your neighborhood store.
What's very special at Country Club this week? Land O'Lakes American Cheese, a 2-pound package, $3.49. All crisp and tasty varieties of Gino's Pizza are now only 69 cents each. And you'll find every kind of Pillsbury Plus cake mix on sale for just 59 cents.
What's really special at Country Club is you.
Any day now, you're going to get a letter in the mail asking you to choose a long-distance phone company. Before you choose, I want you to keep in mind that MCI always costs less than AT&T, no matter when you call. And don't forget that MCI's Dial 1 service is good on any phone that you have, push button or rotary. But above all, remember all those times you said, if there was another long-distance phone company, I'd switch in a minute. Well, you have 35 seconds left.
When asked to choose a long-distance phone company for your home or business, choose MCI Dial 1 long-distance service.
The weather off the Florida coast has calmed today. Yesterday, 8-foot waves hampered search operations for the remains of the space shuttle and its astronauts. NASA refuses to confirm reports, but salvage crews hope to recover more of the astronauts' remains. And NASA is also looking for a magnetic tape located in the cabin compartment, which may help piece together the answer to the space shuttle explosion.
There is a possibility, anyway, that one of those legendary March storms may soon reach these Twin Cities. But today, anyway, it's all sunshine and springtime. Dave Dahl has a live weather report for us now from St. Paul. David?
Yeah, Stan, boy, why? Oh, I'm out here catching a few rays. It has been a gorgeous day across most of Minnesota, a lot of sunshine, and it's really hard to think that we might get some snow tomorrow. But that's what they do this time of the year. We do get a storm coming in very rapidly, and that's what might happen. But right now it looks like we're going to be right on the edge of the rain and snow line. We cannot look for a very heavy snowstorm yet, but it could happen across southern Minnesota. Look at the satellite loop and watch that classic swirl right down through the southern plain states. That's picking up a lot of moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico, already producing some very severe weather down to the south of us across Oklahoma and Texas. And that may produce another outbreak of tornadoes, and it already has produced a few tornadoes across central Texas. Currently outside at the airport, though, we have sunny skies going right now. Our temperature's at 37, the dew point fairly high at 26, giving us a 64% relative humidity. The winds are still quite light, but they'll pick up. Southeast now at 12, creating a wind chill of 21 above. And the barometric pressure is on the rise at an even 30 inches. Why the storm? Well, there it is, located down to the south of us. It's way down to the south of us right now over the southeastern corner of Colorado. But that storm will continue to wind up during the night tonight in the next 12 hours. You can see all the rain spreading northward all the way through eastern Nebraska and all the way up as far north as northwestern Iowa, and that will continue to move northward, but possibly mix with a little bit of snow as it gets up into the colder air by the time it reaches the southern part of Minnesota. But right now, as I said, we're going to be playing that line between the rain and the snow, so we really can't put an amount on what that snow amount will be during the day tomorrow. But this is what could happen. Severe risk is very high down in the southern plain states. They do have a severe weather watch out for portions of Oklahoma and Texas. That's out until 8 o'clock tonight. But then we have to worry about that winter storm. So there is a winter weather watch out, winter storm watch out for a large part of western Kansas and up through most of Nebraska, and then a winter weather advisory out for much of the eastern two-thirds of South Dakota. So if that storm decides to take a track to the south of us, we could get into a little bit of snow here in the southern part of Minnesota. We might have to be in an advisory as well. The forecast map for tomorrow shows the storm winding up in southwestern Missouri. That'll push the rain all the way up into the southern part of Minnesota. But with that cold air around, we could be playing with a little bit of rain and snow mixed here across the metro. Accumulations are possible if it changes over to snow earlier. Temperature-wise, though, another mild day. Temperatures should be in the 30s. The forecast in detail for the metro for tonight: skies becoming cloudy, rain or snow showers developing after midnight tonight. Lows anywhere from 24 to 29. A southeast wind at about 5 to 15. The outlook for tomorrow and tomorrow night: cloudy skies, and this is when it could get sloppy. Periods of rain or wet snow are likely. Highs tomorrow, though, into the 30s. Lows tomorrow night, once again, the upper 20s. And the outlook for Thursday: cloudy skies, periods of rain or wet snow still likely, and highs on Thursday right back up to 32 to 37. So even though we have this storm approaching, really enjoy this nice weather that we've had. Get out and take a walk after the news, you guys. It's really nice out.
Maybe better do that rather quick. You know, the rule of thumb, Ruth, here is in March, right, David? Be ready for anything.
Be ready for anything, especially around tournament time.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave. The outdoor adventure is coming up next in sports, but first our message of the day from Matt Schomer and his 6th grade class in New Richmond, Wisconsin.
We are the 6th grade class of St. Mary's School in Richmond, Wisconsin. Our thought for the day is: education is the building blocks for the future. Yay!
Can you see okay?
Yeah. Peanuts! Get your fresh roasted peanuts!
2. Want some peanuts?
Yeah.
Remember fresh roasted peanuts? One whiff, and you knew how good they taste.
They're still warm.
If you think that fresh taste is a thing of the past, you should try Planters' new improved dry roasted peanuts. They're so fresh, so flavorful. They taste like they're fresh from the roaster.
Fresh roasted peanuts!
Planters, the peanuts with fresh roasted taste.
You're looking good, America, and you deserve the best. Visa, America's Freedom Fabric by Milliken.
I feel so excited about the Visa family of fabrics by Milliken. With Visa, stains wash right out. Visa needs virtually no ironing,
Keeps you cool even in the hottest weather. Washes free of odors, whites stay white, and colors just pop right out at you.
Look for this tag, Visa fabric made in the USA by Milliken.
Caring for the USA.
While other full-size automobiles are shrinking, there remains an uncompromised American classic. Today's Chevrolet Caprice Classic Brome. Uncompromised V8 performance. Uncompromised smooth and quiet ride. Uncompromised room and luxury. Caprice Classic. Not the most expensive luxury car, but the most preferred.
Now get 9.9% financing on Caprice Classic. See your dealer for details.
Recently, an international food critic tried the new dinners from Baker Square thinking they came from an expensive restaurant. He found the chicken Alfredo to have a delicate flavor. He liked the size of the shrimp in our shrimp marinara, and he approved the sauce in our seafood fettuccine. When informed the dinners weren't expensive but actually came from Baker Square, he informed us he wasn't actually an international food critic. The new dinners at Baker Square may look expensive, but they're not.
Hey, don't you guys want to know what I think of the pie?
Jane Fonda, eat your heart out. Joe Schmidt is here to explain.
Yeah, that's right. We got the video thing going on here. You have to say we're in the middle of a video revolution. There are music videos, workout videos, home videos, even video dating services. How-to videos are also becoming a hot item, and the latest how-to video deals with the sportsman. You can learn how to bait for bass or bag that buck. Channel 5's Greg Warmuth has the story.
Music, a narrator, and an expert. Those three ingredients are all rolled into one for one of the newest crazes on the home video market, a how-to guide to being an outdoorsman. The 20 tapes by 3M range from bass fishing top to bottom to fishing the dry fly. And there's even a tape for training your retriever.
This tape, along with your patience, consistency, dedication, and respect for your retriever, will enable you to create a gun dog and a companion that you can be proud of for years.
It's not a one-time situation, which movies are, or many of the kinds of things you see on cable today are. This is more for your library.
The videotapes, which have been proven a more effective teacher than just a book, take you there, showing you how to tie into that lunker.
When you're fishing a jig, you kind of just bounce it on the bottom, or you can actually just use the countdown method. Dang, there's a strike right there.
But not only are they a teaching tool, they are also a form of entertainment.
You have to enjoy what you're doing. We're not making this a tedious, laborious, educational experience. We want them to enjoy learning, to become better at doing something.
The tapes usually cost between $39 and $79, and they can be rented at sporting goods stores or video shops. And while they don't guarantee that you'll catch fish, the chances are you'll have a whole lot better luck. I'm Greg Warmuth, Channel 5 Eyewitness Sports.
The Twins are off to a slow start in the Grapefruit League. They lost for the third time in 4 games. Channel 5's Bob Bruce is in Orlando and has more on the game and what's on deck for the 6 o'clock sports.
Well, at least the weather was great for the Minnesota Twins today. It's been a little chilly by Florida standards the last couple of days, but today, beautiful. Mid-80s, it was hot. Everything perfect except for the outcome of today's game as Detroit beats the Twins by a score of 6-5 in 10 innings of play. One day brightener for the Twins, though, today. Number 5, Roy Smalley in the second inning. Roy lined one over the right field fence for his second home run in as many at-bats. Of course, he beat the Reds with a 9th inning homer here on Sunday. Greg Gagne also had a home run for the Twins, but not enough as they lose to the Tigers by a score of 6-5. Now, I'll be back at 6 o'clock with much more live via New Star 5 on Spring Training 86. Until then, in Orlando, I'm Bob Bruce reporting for Eyewitness Sports.
The Minnesota North Stars are home tonight against the best. Wayne Gretzky and his Stanley Cup teammates from Edmonton invade the Met Center tonight, and to make matters really tough, the Oilers are on a 7-game winning streak. We get to see the great one, which is always a good time.
Yeah. See you at 6.
All right.
A sweet story of success in the Phillips neighborhood today. 11 South Minneapolis congregations baked up an idea that may help the unemployed. The Phillips Bakery turned on its ovens, opened its doors, and rolled in some dough today. The new bakery is run by or underemployed people from the Phillips neighborhood. Church leaders say that the group effort will put profits back into the community, and they say the bakery is expected to turn a profit its very first year.
Very good, Ruth. Thank you. That'll do it for the 5 o'clock edition live at 5. At 6 o'clock, Minneapolis officials debate the reopening of 6 elementary schools. Right now, it is to ABC and World News Tonight. Ruth and I will see you at 6 o'clock tonight.